Are you ready to start a business, but you have no idea of where to start? Well, stay tuned because I'm getting ready to share with you 5 simple steps so that you can get started on your business. What's up, everyone? It's Terry on Demand. Why don't you go ahead and click that subscribe button, smash that like button, and stop by the description box so that you can get a hold of some resources that will be a great benefit to you. Let's jump right in. So I know what you're thinking. What happens if I have multiple ideas? I'm gifted in a number of areas. I'm not sure of who my target market is. I'm not sure of what product or service I want to start my first initial business with. Listen, you may be very gifted in many areas, but you have to pick one. Which one of those businesses do most people ask you about? Which one of those businesses is a no-brainer and it's less stress when you think about starting it? That's the business that you want to focus on, and that is the target market that you want to go after. Now, you could always later on down the line venture out and add other businesses to your business profile, but to start out, you have to pick your horse and ride it. Pick one horse and ride that one horse and focus on that one horse. And once you've gotten that business off the ground, then you're able to start other products and services under your brand. So the next thing you want to do after you figured out if you want to start a product or service-based business, you want to determine what type of entity you'll be. When I say entity, there's several different kinds. So if you're going to be a sole proprietor, or are you going to start an LLC or a limited liability company? Now, there are some differences, so you may want to talk to a lawyer about which one works best for you, or simply do a little bit of research to see which one works best for you. Now, I have worked as both. When I was a stylist, I worked as a sole proprietorship. That simply means I worked under my own name. So if anything were to happen, it would fall on me. I also have an LLC. Now with an LLC, this separates you from your business. And once again, with an LLC, when you separate yourself from the business, if anything were to ever happen, then the responsibility would fall on the business and not you. So step 2 is determine what type of entity you want to be. Do you want to be a sole proprietor or do you want to be an LLC? So once again, discuss it with a lawyer or even possible some type of legal person that could give you advice, or Google which one would be best for you. A lot of times you can, incorporate an LLC through your state. For little of nothing, sometimes $100, sometimes $50, on up to $500, depending on what state you're in. So that's step number 2. Decide what entity you'd like to be. So when you're building your business, you want to definitely apply for your EIN. So an EIN number is really similar to how a Social Security number works. A Social Security number is a number that identifies you as a person. So it tracks you. It tracks what you're buying. It tracks what you're selling. It tracks, when you're purchasing a home. So an EIN kind of works the same as a Social Security number for a personal, tool. The EIN number is your business's Social Security number. So anytime you would go to purchase something or even take out a loan or open up some type of business account, you're going to need an EIN number. And a lot of times some services charge to get this EIN number, but you can get it for free through the IRS and applying directly with the IRS. So the next thing you want to do is to be sure to apply to get your Dun and Bradstreet number. Now, your Dun and Bradstreet number is very significant because it kind of ties with your business's credit profile. As you begin to build business credit and you build a name for yourself, you'll begin to generate a Dun and Bradstreet number. Just as when you are building your personal credit, you build credit through a credit score rather through Experian, TransUnion, Equifax. Well, it's kind of the same with the Dun & Bradstreet number. You want to make sure that you apply for Dun & Bradstreet number. And you can get this for free as well. Some services charge for you to get the Dun & Bradstreet number, but you can get it directly from Dun & Bradstreet for free. Now, if you're thinking about doing government contracts, you're going to need to apply to get a UEI number, which is kind of similar to a Dun & Bradstreet number if you're going to want to go after government contracting. Now, in order to apply for this UEI number, you have to go through sam.gov and apply through the government to get a UEI number. So that's the next step. You want to make sure you get your Dun & Bradstreet number, or if you're going after government contracts, you want to make sure you get your UEI number. Now, this is a very important step. You want to begin to build business credit as soon as possible. Now, you don't want to really have to fund your business out of your personal income. So it's important to build business credit. And it's important to be responsible with your business credit. Now, to build business credit, you first want to, of course, go through your bank and open up a business banking account. And when you open up your business banking account, you are going to be asked for that EIN number that I mentioned before, and you're going to be asked for your Dun & Bradstreet number that I mentioned before, and you're also going to be asked about some other documentation like your operating agreement, your articles of incorporation, which your articles of incorporation is what you'll get once you file your LLC. All of that paperwork, you'll receive the articles of organization once you file your LLC. The operating agreement is a little bit different. That's something that you'll have to get. You'll have to get those documents, outside of the LLC. Now, as far as your business banking account, they're going to ask for those documents. And a lot of times your bank will start offering you offers for credit. Now, if you don't want to go through your bank to start building business credit, you can definitely start by going after tier 1 accounts, tier 2 accounts, tier 3 accounts. And I won't necessarily go into it in this video, but you want to go ahead and research and start building business credit. Now that you've gotten your LLC, you figured out your target audience, you figured out if you want to do product-based businesses or service-based businesses, you've got your Dun & Bradstreet number. The next thing you want to do is get your website. You need a website. And in this day and age, if you don't have a website or some type of presence online, you're not in business because everything is online. So you want to make sure you get a website. You can get a cheap, low-cost website through GoDaddy.com or Wix.com. If you have to, you want to make sure you get a website, even if you have to get a free one until you can pay for one. Make sure you get a website so that you can have an online presence. Now, with your website, it's preferable that you also go ahead and get an email address to go along with your website. I don't suggest using Gmail or Yahoo or anything like that. I do suggest if you get a business email, you want to make sure you get an extension that isn't .com. So if you're selling candles, you want to get ilovecandles.com because it looks more like a reputable business. When you go and you apply for business credit, they want to typically see a business website. They typically want to see a business email address. So if you had like ilovecandles@gmail.com, some companies might not care. Some credit cards might not care when you go to apply for different things, but sometimes they do care about seeing a business email and a business website. Now, lastly, if you're a product-based business, you want to make sure that you research your suppliers. Places like Alibaba or AliExpress may very well have the products that you're looking to provide. So you want to make sure that you pick a product in your niche that's going to give you the range of income that you're looking for. You don't want to buy your product at a high cost and then you have no room or margin to make a profit. So make sure you negotiate with your suppliers on how much they're willing to provide you that product at. Okay, so that's my last tip. You want to make sure that you research your suppliers so that you can have a nice profit margin for your business. So if you're thinking about starting your business, kudos to you, because it's a great way to start building your legacy for your family, for your children, and for your children's children. You can pass this on if you teach them the ropes of what you're doing. Or maybe you're a content creator. You know, if you're a content creator, then your service is digital products, similar to what I'm doing. You know, I have ebooks, I have courses, I have a YouTube channel, so I'm a digital creator. So you want to make sure that you do what's necessary, that you move, you know, without fear, and do what you're passionate about and turn that into a business so that you could pass that business on to your children and your children's children. And I forgot to mention, make sure that you get a business telephone. It doesn't have to be an expensive business telephone. You can get a service that's $5 a month, you know, $6 a month. I'll drop some links below for business telephones, but you want to make sure you have a business telephone as well. Thank you so much for joining this episode of Terry on Demand. Go ahead and click that subscribe button, smash that like button, and stop by the description section and go ahead and check out those resources that could be a benefit to you. Until next episode, take care.